My parents were pushovers their whole lives. Except with my sister-in-law. With her, they threw all their weight around. They were convinced. She's been chasing your brother since high school. She can't live without him. When they got married, my mom didn't contribute a single cent, and even took over the east room that my sister-in-law had paid to renovate, as if it were her right. My sister-in-law let it slide. So my mom figured she had this pushover completely under her thumb. She bragged to everyone about how capable my brother was, marrying a beautiful, hard-working wife who even paid for everything. But they didn't know what happened late at night, after every time they made things difficult. How my brother would kneel in front of his wife, begging. Like a dog wagging its tail for mercy. By the second year of marriage, my sister-in-law never came back. Neither did my brother. 1. My sister-in-law was my brother's high school classmate. They'd been together since college. 7 years. Whenever my mom mentioned her, she always had this knowing look. I met her back then. She was all smiles, sticking close to your brother. She greeted me so warmly. Your brother said she was just a classmate, but I could tell she was already throwing herself at him. My sister-in-law really did throw herself at him. My brother said so himself, often. She's good to me. He said from Suzhou to Nanjing to Shanghai. Moving from place to place, everywhere they went, my sister-in-law handled everything. Renting apartments, furnishing them, settling in, she put in the effort and the money. She worked hard, her salary grew fast, eventually even doubling his. But she never minded. The wedding was also her pushing for it. In our village, getting a wife meant treating her like an ancestor. From engagement to wedding, money had to flow like water. Only my sister-in-law was different. She spent lavishly on our family. The first time she visited, she gave each of us a pearl necklace. Packaged in beautiful boxes. Seeing how run down our house was, unsuitable as a wedding home. She paid for renovations herself, making it brand new inside and out. Later, when discussing the bride price, she only asked for 10,000. But the moment my mom heard that, she started crying poor. 10,000? Where would we get that kind of money? Is she trying to bankrupt us? My brother got annoyed. Mom, 10,000 is the lowest she could offer under pressure from her family. Any less, she can't face her parents. Even my dad, who always bragged about my brother, looked grim. It's not that we don't want to pay. We spent everything putting you through school. We have no savings. Son, Pan has a good temper. Just sweet talk her. She's 28, a year older than you. Her family must be anxious, right? Mom, my brother tried to reason, Pan earns her own money. If we do things right by her, she'll be happy and treat you better in the future, won't she? Treat us better. My mom scoffed like she'd heard a joke. Once she marries into the Chen family, being good to her in-laws is only right. Why should we have to buy that? And what if she refuses to marry him? My mom laughed outright, a shrewd glint in her eye. She's been with you for years. Everyone around here knows. Who else could she marry? She knew our situation long ago. I don't believe she'd throw away her reputation over a little money. If you won't talk to her, I will. Afraid she'd really cause a scene, my brother braced himself and went. He came back looking defeated. And my sister-in-law? She gave up on the bride price entirely. My mom slapped her thigh excitedly. Really? Mom knew Pan was a good girl. Tell her not to worry, Mom will treat her like my own daughter from now on. My brother didn't respond. He just silently went into his room. But my mom was beaming, unable to hide her smugness. Didn't I tell you? The more educated they are, the thinner their skin. Easy to handle. 2. On the engagement day, my sister-in-law's relatives filled the house. But my mom changed the agreed-upon gift money from 1,700 to 1,100. She stuffed the thin red envelope into my sister-in-law's hand, her words honeyed. 1,100, a lucky number meaning the chosen one. You have to accept it. My sister-in-law's parents' faces fell immediately. My brother tugged at her anxiously. Mom. We agreed on 1,700. That's always been the custom here. Instead, she acted wronged, her eyes fixed on my sister-in-law. Pan, you're not really upset about it, are you? My sister-in-law reached out and stopped her about to explode parents. A faint smile touched her lips as she pushed the envelope back. Auntie, I can't take this. Chen Yuan and I can earn our own money. You two keep this for your retirement. It's more fitting. My mom, deaf to the undertone, feigned a little refusal, then turned to her in-laws with a brilliant smile. You've raised such a thoughtful daughter. And so the engagement was sealed amidst my mom's self-congratulation. Once the guests were gone, she couldn't wait to show off to the neighbors. Oh my, this future daughter-in-law of ours, you won't believe how understanding she is. Knows how tough things are for us old folks, absolutely refused to take the money. Said being with Chen Yuan is all that matters to her. The smugness on her face was pure pride in her son's achievement. Landing a beautiful, capable, self-sufficient wife without spending a dime. My parents, pushovers their whole lives, finally held their heads high. The villagers were full of envy. The Chens hit the jackpot. Got a daughter-in-law without spending a thing. And I heard she's really something, bought an apartment in the big city. Unlike my daughter-in-law, asking for hundreds of thousands. I can't sleep at night worrying. My dad, hearing this, puffed up with pride, dispensing wisdom. Arranged matches aren't reliable. Let your kids find old classmates. There's real feeling there. Money doesn't matter so much. Ah, but my boy doesn't have your Chen Yuan's talent, getting into a good university. A neighbor offered a cigarette, eyes full of envy. My dad immediately assumed that familiar, decades-old expression, simple, timid, smiling. The kids make their own way. We're useless. But before the cigarette was half smoked, he'd changed the subject. Speaking of which, that new air conditioner, the automatic washing machine, all from our daughter-in-law. We said not to bother, but she insisted. Said she wanted us to enjoy life. And so it went. My dad's daily daughter-in-law filial piety report updated without fail. From her handling the entire wedding arrangements to how she even took care of me, the younger sister. Worried I'd be cold in winter, she'd send an electric blanket straight to the house. New packages would arrive regularly, clothes and school supplies for me. She'd even have my brother transfer me pocket money now and then, 50, 100, never stingy. I liked my sister-in-law. She was 10 years older, but she seemed to see my struggles from afar. Some needs, before I could even voice them, were already met. Her kindness was measured, never overstepping, never pitying. Whenever I got a package and excitedly showed my mom, she'd sneer. See? There she goes again. After spoiling the old folks, now she's spoiling the little one. My dad, after a couple of drinks, would smile contentedly too. She does all this just to please your brother, you know. I think she can't live without him. But I always felt it wasn't like that. Once, I video called my brother. I clearly saw him tiptoeing around after just one look from my sister-in-law. 3. But my parents didn't see it. They bossed my sister-in-law around as if it were their right. 2 weeks before Spring Festival, my dad urged my brother to come home. This is her first New Year as a new wife. We have to visit all the relatives, prepare proper gifts. Can't let people look down on our Chen family. My brother agreed. They didn't come back themselves, but they sent a ton of stuff. My mom called every day. Finally, 2 days before New Year's Eve, they arrived. The moment their new car stopped, my mom grabbed my sister-in-law's hand, her smile sharp. Pan, finally here. Making big money in the big city means you only come back right before the new year, huh? The company must really fall apart without you. How much do they pay you that you can't even take a proper day off? My sister-in-law just smiled and nodded. Yeah, the company is pretty generous. Just got my year-end bonus, 100,000. Didn't want to risk it by taking time off. My mom's smile froze. Her mouth twitched, but no words came. She let go of my sister-in-law's hand and turned to rummage through the gift boxes in the trunk, her voice rising as if to regain ground. This box is for your aunt. That carton of smoke's for your uncle. My sister-in-law said nothing. My dad, meanwhile, was crouched by the box of Moutai, his fingers tracing the gold lettering, eyes glazed. Pan Pan, you bought this? This must cost a fortune, right? Look at you, we're family, why be so polite? An old man like me, what do I need with this? He looked up, grinning, the gap where his tooth was missing a dark hole. My brother quickly went over and helped him up, lowering his voice. Dad, that's for Pan Pan's father. Since we couldn't give much at the wedding, her dad was pretty upset. She got this especially for him for New Year, to make him happy. The smile on Dad's face instantly vanished. He grunted and walked away, hands behind his back. My mom's face visibly soured. She started looking for another excuse. Xiao Yuan, her voice was tight. Before it gets dark, take your wife to your aunt's house to deliver the gifts. We promised them. They're waiting. Don't be clueless. My brother frowned. Mom, I've been driving for 8 or 9 hours. Pan Pan's tired too. Can't we go tomorrow? What kind of talk is that? My mom smiled, but her voice was firm. Family obligations come first. If you don't go, people will say your wife is clueless. You have to think about her reputation. Before finishing, she looked at my sister-in-law. Pan Pan, tell me, am I right or not? My sister-in-law looked up, still with that docile expression, and nodded. Whatever you say. I watched them get in the car, tired shadows. Mom, you're too pushy. Brother is clearly unhappy, I couldn't help saying. What do you know? The smile vanished from my mom's face, replaced by cold shrewdness. A new wife needs to learn her place from the start. Just because she earns more doesn't mean she can look down on our family. If we don't grind down her edges now, your brother will suffer later. I'm doing this for him. I think my sister-in-law is fine. Don't push too hard. My dad, scowling, had already taken out a bottle of Moutai. Push too hard? Your mother's right. Someone like her, earning money and currying favor with her own family, needs to be taught a lesson. Her dad's a father, and I'm not. He stuck his chin out and poured himself a small cup. I was shocked. Dad. That Moutai is for my sister-in-law's family. Well, I'm going to see what happens if I drink it. 4. My brother and sister-in-law came back very late. She was shivering from the cold. He was busy heating water for her. She glanced over and saw me. Quickly, she pulled out a red envelope and pressed it into my hand. Here, Jingjing. New Year's money from your brother. Wishing you peace and joy all year round. She still smiled so gently. I clutched the envelope, my throat tight. The thing about the liquor sat heavy on my tongue. But looking at her tired face, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. It was my brother who noticed the open box. His face darkened. Dad, did you open this? My dad shuffled out in his worn-out slippers. Smelling of liquor, face flushed red, his usually hunched back now straight. So what if I did? My daughter-in-law bought it. I'm her father-in-law. I can't have a drink. My brother trembled with rage. Didn't I tell you? Tell me what? I'll drink it if I want to. Emboldened by the drink, my dad lost his usual timidity, veins bulging on his neck. Suddenly, he turned his anger on my silent sister-in-law. Pan Pan, you tell me. Can I drink this liquor or not? All eyes fixed on her. She stood quietly by the door, that faint smile still on her face. Of course you can. Her voice was utterly flat. Since it's open, the rest of the bottle is yours. I'll just buy another one for my dad. But I don't have cash on me. The red envelope money Qin Yuan was going to give you, looks like we'll have to use that to cover it. The defiance instantly drained from my dad's face. He stood frozen. Buy another one? My mom's sharp voice cut in. Is money printed by the wind, for you to throw around like that? You wasteful little. Mom! My brother suddenly roared, cutting her off. It's New Year's. What are you doing? Go back to your room. Face red, my mom glared at him. Why should I go back? Look at your precious wife, spending your father's money on her own family. Where are her manners? She stepped forward. Someone needs to teach her some respect today. My brother quickly stepped in front of our parents, grabbing their arms and pushing them, unrelenting, toward their room. My heart pounded. I stole a glance at my sister-in-law. No sign of the anger I expected. She just watched my brother's tense back, then turned and went into their room. I felt uneasy. I couldn't sleep. That calm, almost indifferent look in my sister-in-law's eyes was like the winter moon, cold and distant. The living room had long been quiet. I noticed a sliver of yellow light still glowing under my brother's door. Driven by some impulse, I crept closer. I heard my brother's voice, lowered to barely a whisper, carrying a pleading tone I'd never heard before, almost broken. Honey, I know they were out of line. I'm furious too. Just this once, okay? Just this last time. If they pull this kind of nonsense again, we'll leave immediately. Please. The voice wasn't a husband's. It was a dog's, wagging its tail and begging. My heart sank. My suspicions were confirmed. The one being manipulated was never my sister-in-law. It was my brother. 5. The next morning, Mom was up early, banging on my brother's door. Xiao Yuan. Time to get up. I ran over and pulled her away. Mom, they went to sleep late. Don't bother them. She glared at me, her scolding aimed at me but meant for them. You've got some nerve. The sun's high in the sky and you're still in bed. When you get married, who's going to put up with a lazybones like you? I lowered my voice, trying to reason with her. Mom, if you keep this up, my sister-in-law will get angry. For my brother's sake, can you just cool it? She laughed like I'd said the funniest thing. Her. Get angry. If your brother hadn't said we shouldn't make a scene during New Year's, I would have dealt with that wasteful piece of work yesterday. Lazy and wasteful, your brother will divorce her for sure. Frustrated, I blurted out. Mom, can't you see? My brother was just saving face yesterday. He's terrified of her. Last night he was. Ungrateful little wretch. My mom cut me off sharply, jabbing her finger into my forehead. What kind of poison has she been feeding you? A few cheap clothes and she's bought your loyalty. Where do you see him being scared of her? Of her? Her shouting grew louder. My brother emerged, grim-faced, and pulled her into the yard. Mom! Can you keep your voice down? Embarrassed at being reprimanded by her son in front of everyone, my mom's face burned. Xiao Yuan, you can't spoil women so much. Your wife, she. Mom, young people sleep in these days. You never used to bang on my door like this. Why does she have to get it the moment she marries in? I'm just teaching her some manners. This is our house, she can't just do as she pleases. Enough. Are you just looking for trouble? My brother's face was full of disgust. I'll get her up soon. We're not eating at home today. I'm taking her to visit some uncles. Hearing uncles, Mom's face brightened instantly. Right, right. You should. Make sure your wife brings good gifts. Your uncles have money, they won't be impressed by cheap stuff. Take those 2 bottles of Wuliangye too. Okay. My brother grunted noncommittally and turned back. She didn't see the disgust on his face. Just excitedly crammed the gifts meant for my sister-in-law's family into the trunk. Soon, they left with my sister-in-law. For the next 2 days, they left as soon as they got up and came back late at night. My mom's smugness spilled over the dinner table. See? This is how you handle a new wife. Running around visiting relatives, building face for our family. I stared at the greasy food on my plate and couldn't help retorting. Mom, have you ever thought that maybe my sister-in-law just doesn't want to be in this house? That's why she'd rather be out all day. She wouldn't dare. My mom slammed her chopsticks down, eyes wide. This house isn't hers to want or not want. Your brother would never let her. I smiled bitterly and didn't argue. I just hoped my parents would ease up and not drive my brother away. But the conflict finally exploded at the New Year's Eve dinner. 6. That day, the New Year's Eve dinner was on the table before my brother and sister-in-law got back. My mom was clearly displeased. Pan Pan, come give a hand in the kitchen. Learn how to prepare fish. Chen Yuan loves fish. You'll need to make it for him. My sister-in-law didn't move. Just smiled. No need. I don't like fish, and I don't know how to cook it. Then learn. You don't expect Xiao Yuan to wait on you forever, do you? My brother quickly came over, trying to push Mom back to the kitchen. Come on, Mom. If you need help, I'll do it. I like cooking anyway, and I'm better at it than her. Nonsense. My dad, on the sofa, pulled a long face. Women's work. What's a man doing messing with that? Shameful. What's shameful about it? My brother's voice was tired as he rebuked our dad. A man taking care of his wife, where's the shame in that? That futile thinking of yours needs to be thrown out long ago. Seeing my brother's expression, my dad's lips trembled, but he said nothing more. I quickly went to the kitchen, helped my mom finish the fish, and brought it out. The atmosphere at the table was still tense. My sister-in-law didn't seem to care. She started eating. My brother, relieved she wasn't angry, picked up a piece of spare rib for her. My mom watched, then suddenly laughed. Pan Pan, in the city, you live this comfortably too. Meals ready and waiting for you every day. My sister-in-law chewed slowly, swallowed, then looked up with a gentle smile. Yes. Chen Yuan loves cooking. He loves taking care of me. She paused. When he has to work late, I hire a housekeeper. Anyway, I can afford it. A housekeeper? My mom's voice shot up. Is money printed by the wind? You married into this family, so your money is the Chen family's money. How dare you waste it like that? The Chen family's money. My sister-in-law gently put down her chopsticks, her voice still calm. Haven't you figured it out yet? Everything Chen Yuan has is mine. Even he belongs to my family. My mom stared, disbelieving. What do you mean? My sister-in-law smiled. I mean, he gives me all his money. I used it to buy an apartment in my name before we got married. I'm the homeowner. He's already moved his household registration over. He's part of my family now. So, I'm the head of this household. Don't you think it's only natural that he takes care of me? Dead silence at the table. My parents' terrified, furious gazes bored into my brother. He took a deep breath, as if using his last ounce of strength. Why are you looking at me like that? The family was poor, and you wouldn't contribute a cent. If I didn't put up the money, how could I ever have gotten married? Pan Pan is amazing. What made you think she'd be happy to be taken advantage of by our family? My parents looked thunderstruck. For a long moment, no one spoke. My sister-in-law finished her meal calmly, put down her bowl, and went to her room.